Hi, this is Warlow from Business Loan Services and welcome to my Friday Business Finance Bulletin, my weekly roundup of news, tips, ideas and strategies on raising finance and dealing with banks. So what's been in the news this week? Well, business peer-to-peer lender Funding Circle has announced that it's received another £40 million from the British Business Bank. And this £40 million is to on-lend to UK business owners through its platform and to lend alongside the private investors who are already there with Funding Circle. Now this comes on the back of £20 million which was lent last year. All of that fund has been exhausted, so there's a new slug of money coming in to get out there to UK business owners. Now that's great news because it's a great sign of confidence that the UK government has in this alternative lending market. So that's good news for everybody. ReBuildingSociety, well, that's another business peer-to-peer lending platform, has announced a competition. So during the month of March, if you're a business owner who successfully gets a loan funded up to £50,000, your name will go into a hat. And if your name is drawn out, ReBuildingSociety will effectively say you get that loan interest-free. Yep, no interest to you. Now, it doesn't mean that the lenders who support you don't get their interest. They do. ReBuildingSociety will just pay their interest on their behalf. So it just means that you've got an opportunity to get an interest-free loan, and it doesn't get better than that, does it? So check it out, ReBuildingSociety. Now, ReBuildingSociety have also done an interesting survey around the whole issue of awareness around crowdfunding, and they found that 13% of small business owners are thinking to raise finance through peer-to-peer lending this year, and it just shows that awareness is now beginning to gather pace. So very interesting, check it out. What about the traditional lending market? Well, the UK government, via the Treasury Select Committee, has decided to hold yet another review into SME lending, on access to finance, how banks treat small businesses. You have to wonder how many of these reviews do we need? But hey, there we are, it's ongoing. And in fact, they've realised early on that perhaps they have missed the boat, because there were representatives from FSB and the CBI there, and all of them said, you know what, the crisis is kind of over. You know, money's starting to come through. Yes, banks have got lessons to learn, and no doubt some good things will come out of it. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes along. Another survey from the Manufacturing Advisory Service took a look at gain confidence levels, and interestingly it said that 86% of business owners, manufacturers particularly, are now looking to invest in capital equipment this year. And on average, they're looking to invest £121,000 in new equipment. Again, a very positive sign. So if you're one of those manufacturers looking to gear up this year in order to either increase capacity, put new products in place, or just improve efficiency generally, don't forget to check out asset finance. It's a great way of funding the purchase of those type of assets. So what's my tip for you this week? Well, we had two very interesting commercial mortgage inquiries come through this week, and two of them particularly actually didn't quite fit the normal criteria. So with those two, what we did, we just put a very short synopsis together and spoke to a couple of the lenders that we normally use and say, listen, here's a deal. It doesn't quite tick all the boxes, but we think there's some good stuff in here. What do you reckon? And so we got some great feedback as to what the appetite was like, and more particularly what they would want to see in those particular applications in order to get that approval. So this is my tip for you this week. If you're looking to borrow money and you're not quite sure whether you meet all the criteria, why not just ring up your bank and say, listen, we would just like to give you a short synopsis, an overview, and can you give us an early indication as to what you see in there? Give us an early steer as to whether you think this is a deal you will do, a deal you won't do, or is it a maybe and subject to if you change this and that. It just gives you a great steer and avoids you investing too much time and money in case it's a complete no-no. So that's the tip. Do some preparation beforehand and check it out. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed this week's video and look forward to being with you again next Friday afternoon, sharing some more tips, ideas and strategies on raising finance and getting that all too elusive yes. Catch you next Friday. Bye now.